Today on Forbes, this pharma company is betting big on a Chinese Ozempic rival. In the summer of 2023, Dr. Amir Zamani, a 42-year-old Johns Hopkins-trained physician who is a partner on Bain Capital's life sciences team in Boston, was obsessed with obesity drugs. Ozempic, the blockbuster injectable for type 2 diabetes from Novo Nordisk, was taking America by storm, on pace to generate some $14 billion in revenue that year for the Danish pharmaceutical giant. Eli Lilly was nearing FDA approval for its similar weight loss drug, Zepbound. Zamani eagerly wanted to find a competitor. He'd been reading the early research for 2 years and spent months digging through reams of data from dozens of companies. Then, he struck gold in an unexpected place: the portfolio of Jiangsu Hengrui Pharmaceuticals, one of China's biggest pharmaceutical companies. Showcased in the early clinical data before him was a potential next-generation injectable weight loss therapy that, like Ozempic and Zepbound, targeted the blood sugar and appetite-regulating hormone GLP-1. He says, quote, "It was like, wait a second, they're ahead of everybody else who's not Novo or Lilly." Results from Phase 2 clinical trials in China ultimately showed 59% of participants lost 20% or more of their body weight on an 8 milligram dose of the drug in 36 weeks, and side effects were mild. If those results hold, the drug could be especially useful for severely obese patients who need to lose more weight than they can on currently available medications. Better yet, it was available to license. Zamani recalls, quote, "We said, gosh, this looks like it's really a best-in-class therapy. Then we got very serious." Zamani notes that the portfolio also included 3 other drugs, 2 of them more easily administered pills. It used to be that Chinese drug development was largely about creating so-called Me Too drugs for the local market. But over the past 10 years, with Beijing focused on building a native biotech industry, US-trained Chinese scientists returned home and started innovating instead of mimicking. A January report by Stifel analyst Tim Oppler noted that nearly 1/3 of molecules sourced by major pharmaceutical companies through licensing deals are coming from China. American outfits have spent $8.1 billion on upfront payments for Chinese drugs between 2020 and 2024, compared to $536 million in the preceding 5 years, according to biopharma deals database Pharma. While US regulations have cracked down on investment in Chinese companies, there are minimal restrictions on US companies buying or licensing pharmaceutical assets created there. Jory Bell, a general partner at VC firm Playground Global, says, quote, "When new biology hits or new sets of targets become proven, then suddenly everyone who wants one of those just goes shopping in China." Zamani wasted no time with the obesity drug, quickly partnering with Cambridge, Massachusetts-based VC shop Atlas Venture and New York's RTW Investments. The 3 firms invested $400 million to spin up Kailera Therapeutics in October, launching with a license for the 4 Hengrui therapies and a plan to shepherd them to market. Having a ready-made portfolio of 4 drugs should allow Kailera to move fast in a space that has become extremely competitive since Ozempic became a household name. Global sales of the category ballooned 50% last year to $36 billion and could more than triple again to $131 billion by 2028, according to Durham, North Carolina-based research firm IQVIA Institute for Human Data Science. To run Kailera, the investors hired an all-star, Ron Renaud, a 56-year-old former biotech stock analyst with a nearly unequaled track record of building biotech startups and then selling them for big profits. Over the past decade, Renaud has run and sold 3 companies: Idenix, focused on hepatitis C, Translate Bio, an mRNA therapeutics company, and Cerevel, centered on neurological diseases, for a total of $16 billion. By going to China, Kailera skipped years of research and lab work. Renaud now plans to move aggressively with Phase 3 clinical trials in the US for that first drug in hopes of bringing it to market by 2030, if not sooner. That might sound like a long way off, but in the scheme of drug development and approval, it's lightning fast, thanks to Hengrui's early work. For full coverage, check out Amy Feldman's piece on Forbes.com. This is Kieran Meadows from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.